I ain't never turn it down. I'm loud, and I ain't never turn it down. I'm loud, and I ain't never turn it down. Take it down, make it now, take it now. I'm loud, and I ain't never turn it down. Take it down, make it now, take it now, take it now. I'm loud.
Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक නෙවෙයි. Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक නෙවෙයි.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the grand finals of Valorant for the Mercantile Esports Championship 2021, powered by Samsung and, of course, energized by Red Bull themselves. And, of course, as you all know, Mercantile Esports Championship has been happening since 2016, if I'm not mistaken, and we have had multiple winners across these years. But we have seen now there has been a bit of stability where, you know, certain companies have been holding this top spot, and today we are going to see two more companies taking part today. And joining me for the cast is going to be Kitty. Hi, Kitty.
Hi, good evening, Tara. Nice to be a part of today's show. How are you doing?
For sure. Do you know what the rosters are? Did you have time to go through what the teams look like?
I believe I did have, a few seconds to actually just go through the names. We do have a few familiar names, right, coming into today's match.
Yes, we do have Razi from Recon Connect. I think he has been around the esports scene in the country for a really long time. And then from GSS, we have the likes of Garfield, very well known in the COD 4 community, as well as moving on to other FPS titles like Overwatch and now Valorant itself. And having said that, we should be able to go into the game. This is a BO3 series, and it is the first map is actually going to be on Split. So, Kitty, we have seen a lot of professional games of Valorant in the country. Mercantile Esports is a little bit different, where not everyone is as good as, you know, the top teams in the country. What do you think the agent composition will look like for these teams? Do you think it will be standard, you know, pro level compositions, or will they be sticking to what they're comfortable with?
Well, just looking at the past few matches that we've seen in this Mercantile Championship, right? We had 22 teams registered for this year's tournament, and we had match after match coming into this. And both of these two teams have been competing at the top level. When we take a look at the past matches, they whitewashed 13-0 in the past few matches. So obviously these guys know what they're doing. And just taking a look at the lineups that we have so far, I guess, we do have the likes of, we got the Rays. I think the Sage might be a bit of an unorthodox pick, which we've been seeing less of as we go into the higher ranks. Yeah. But nonetheless, we do have the normal controls as well.
That should be strange enough. We're not seeing Viper. I think Viper has been more favored on Split. I think across all maps, I think Viper has been one of the more popular agents, and especially on Split, because you're able to control garage as well as mid with one Viper wall. And it's strange that we are not seeing the Viper being picked up, but Omen being one of those older picks. I think we saw it yesterday as well. Again, unorthodox, but we saw it yesterday in the Champions
Choose your agent.
Finals. So, I mean, who are we to talk about this? It's going to be Razi on the Omen as well. I mean, probably these guys know what they're doing. So both teams are looking for the double duelist lineup. I mean, I like the Raze-Reyna combination more than the Reyna-Jet combination. What are your thoughts?
Indeed, I think actually the Raze is actually the most suited for this map, I would say. You've got those paint shells, you've got those boom bots, you have the ability to clear out all those tough corners. But of course, we have to also take into consideration the fact that the defenders, of course, are running the Astra in this scenario. So, pairing Astra with a Raze would have been what we would consider as the more optimum solution. But nonetheless, we do have what we would consider as a bit of a different lineup, as you also suggested. So hopefully we can see a good game today.
Yeah, and really love this Astra pick, and like rightly so, I think it would have been better off coupled with Riz. But Astra is someone that is, I think, one of the least picked agents in the lower yellows. Just because you need, the comms to work with the Astra. It's not an agent that, solo pushes a team. I think every other agent is able to work well. I mean, not well, but is able to work alone. But Astra is an agent that, requires the team to be, in sync.
Absolutely. To make the most out of Astra, it would only work if you have an entire team coordinating together.
With that, we do see a B hit by the looks of it. B and mid control going to be taken here.
Indeed, yeah. So we see attacking, we have Team GSS. They're making their way towards B, and they are trying to slowly creep their way up mid as well.
Yeah.
Just slowly poking and trying to see where the defense is lacking. Of course, we have the first initial Astra Stars and Nebulas coming in, trying to slow down the push from Team GSS.
Just delaying things. Meanwhile, the mid wall has also been taken out, so they are able, if they want to, they can push this. But we do see the side holding strong. They haven't really rotated that. Not much sound.
Speaking of putting those boombox and paint shows to good use, he throws out the save, manages to quickly get the reflect there, and of course, Reina able to get the Diva, put his health back up to 150. Because Astra has a quick kill there. And quickly reflag there once again by the Rays.
Spike planted.
Two-man retake here.
Last player standing.
And KJ will fall there. Alvin, the sole survivor here. Lovely shot to enter it. Oh my man. Alvin just going ham there for a moment, but nevertheless a tough situation. A 1v4. And then
he manages to make a bit out of that situation, gets two quick kills, but of course in the end the Sage decides to jump in and puts an end to the Death Rampage. And just like that, the first round goes to Team GSS.
It's actually, sorry, the names I think are a bit mixed up. It's actually Health Recon Connect who saved round number 1. So on the defending side is actually GSS, and on the attack is Health Recon Connect.
Okay, so switching the names up a bit. Apologies there, my bad. So once again, we have Team GSS lining up for the attack. Once again, forming up on B main and this main as well. The wall goes up. They're going to rush inside with those Spectres in hand and quickly get control of site. The first kill going on the Omen, getting a quick kill on the KJ.
Spike planted.
This is a save round coming out from GSS here, so not going to be it's going to be about the amount of damage that they can do right now. They haven't been able to do anything at all.
Last player standing.
Of course, the Spectres are in the hands of the this comes to good use. And just like that, they get the second round and of course the flawless round to keep their eco in check, moving on to the third round.
And with that Health Recon Connect getting that going into their bonus round here, they should be fine. They'll be sticking to their weapons. Did they throw this? Okay, no. 5-man Spectres going in, saving everything from that previous round. They didn't lose a single one. And with that, we do see the buy round coming out from GSS. Let's see what they can do with this. We do have the Killjoy moving into this side right now.
Indeed, and of course we have one attacker just lurking inside there at the A site. I think he might be able to just lurk and find one pick, but meanwhile, of course, the rest of the attack is just defaulting it out, just trying to get a few picks. If any defenders try to get a bit too ego and try to peek one or two of these angles. The Omen making his way quickly to mid-top.
Give away mid wind control by the looks of it. Sage has walled up A Haven. I'm sorry, B Haven for the time being.
Yep, they decided to play a bit more passive than last round. Of course, the attackers were really quick to get control of B top last time. So the defenders quickly adapting to it, using all those nebulas, using the Astro using the Sage Walls to try and keep control of B Haven. And of course, so far that has worked out. They are slowly but surely forcing the attackers to change their pace, to rotate, and just to wait around and see, and to waste these precious seconds. But of course, we see 3 of the attackers slowly making their way towards B main, and once again prepping for a B push.
Line goes up, Sage might be in trouble here.
30
and
seconds
will
left.
Take it down. In the meantime though, Killjoy in the side picks up 2.
Right there.
But damage has been done. This is the
Spike
buy round
planted.
coming out for GSS, so horrible situation for them to be in. They really need to win this round to recover. Or
Yes, indeed.
they-
Astra sees a pixel out of place, just sees the Omen crossing back into C2. Might be able to catch him unaware, and there we go. A quick kill there to even things out. It is a 2v2, and of course, the better guns in the hands of Team GSS. They might be able to make something out of this. One guy sucking back.
Last
Astra
player
is aware of
standing.
this, but of course, quickly reflect there again by the Sage.
Last player standing.
Nirvana closing it out, and that's going to be 3-0
Out of
in
charges.
favor of Health Recon Connect.
And that, of course, was the buy round for Team GSS. That means that this time around, of course, they will be lacking the firepower which they so much need. And of course, this time, Team Health Recon will have all of those guns to their favor as well. And of course, for 3 rounds so far, Team Health Recon have been able to get all those wins in at the B site, and there seems to not be any change of their plans as well. Just going with what looks good. Of course, Maskkk just trying to sneak here into A to catch those late flanks maybe.
Our spike's down.
Spike down mid.
Bladestorm out for Alvin here, picks up 1. A weird, very weak buy coming out from GSS here, but Alvin already making it work with the Bladestorm. How much more can he find? Maskkk picks up.
Maskkk, of course, meanwhile gets that
no
kill
charges
in A.
Close.
And of course, indeed, a fight going on in mid. Reina,
Recalling
I
my
guess,
bot.
got the best out of that combat. Bit of help remaining, but of course, Nirvana there to get a quick 2 kill, but no, manages to get 1. But of course, trades the KJ, left with just a sliver of health as well. So maybe things are so far looking good for Team Health Recon. Maskkk, meanwhile, on the other side of things.
Last
Second
player
kill.
standing.
Aye, aye, aye. And quickly, Team Health Recon managed to finish things up. And just like that, it is a 4-0 in favor of Team Health Recon.
Already things are looking bad here, but Alvin now pulls out that operator. I think this might be the change of pace or the weapon that they need in hand to change things around. How many picks can he get with this is going to be the question. Obviously, there's, I wouldn't say nobody agent anymore since the chamber was introduced, but probably Jet has to be the operator carrier for any team.
Let's fly.
Yes, the best, and of course with the hands of with an operator in the hands of Alvin, you know, this could be what changes how you said. Just like that, 1 quick kill there to get the head of Reina.
Gets a bit messy with the dash though, but manages to recover with that smoke cloud coming out.
Indeed. So with that initial pick,
You will
things have
not
slowed
kill
down so
my
far. Of course,
allies.
the res comes up from Team Health Recon Connect. And the Reina, just like that, is brought back to life. But of course, that is without the shield. Maybe he might be able to find 1 kill. Meanwhile, Rez on the other side of things is making his way slowly into sight. He makes that satchel jump. He spots one guy running back into screen, so he cannot connect. And of course, he tries to hold on to the site. Maybe Team Health Recon might be able to the site. He spots the Reina on top of heaven, manages to get that kill, left with a sliver of health remaining, and of course fights ensue on both sides of the map so far.
Right now they are rushing back towards A site here, since Rez has got so much of space here. Maskkk having taken control of the site, but an immediate stop being put there
30
by the
seconds
Sage,
left.
taking out the Reina yet again. Down to the
Indeed,
last two.
Sage reading that perfectly, does not let the spike enter sight, and of course Astra putting quick things down to Raze as well. Meaning that now the attackers are left without control of any side, but of course Omen makes his way slowly up ramps and manages to make it once again a 2v3 situation.
10 seconds left.
Does he peek at the right
she's
moment?
looking-
One enemy remaining.
Yes, he does.
Spike
Gets
down
one down
A.
to the Omen, and they are out of time. And picks up the other. So that's the first round on the board for GSS. Much needed for them to come back into this game. And with that, they saved the operator as well. So
Yeah, the timing there was perfect from the Astra, just staying in the elbow,
I should
waiting for
probably
the plant to
place
go down.
some
As
stars in
soon
the
as
astral
4
plane.
seconds were up, he just
Should-do.
steps in, he gets a kill, and even manages to clean up things by
That's
getting
wet.
the Omen as well. And as you mentioned, the operator is
That
safe,
wet.
and once again in the safe hands of Alvin. hopefully would be able to put it to good use this round as well. But of course, Team Health Recon decide to change things up and decide to test their luck in a
They have the lockdown as well, but already Alvin takes out another as well onto the Riz. Can he find more, or are they going to back off on the side of Health Recon? And looks like they are moving back out. They don't want to pick Alvin here at A site here, already making paying dividends for that operator purchase.
Yes, indeed. The initial aggression that we saw in the past few rounds by Team Health Recon has slowly been put to a halt by Alvin with the operator. 2 quick kills, but of course the Sage still decides to stay here. Just 1 kill for his trouble. But of course Alvin's still holding that close angle, trying to get a few more kills to his name.
Spike down mid.
Meanwhile, the Spike, of course, yes, gets dropped down in mid, and I think with that they hear the sounds in
No
pillars.
charges.
They know exactly where the remaining attempts are.
They are going back. I mean, they did have the lockdown if they really wanted to.
Last player standing.
They did not.
30 seconds
And
left.
actually will find the kill onto Nirvana as well, down to the Sage in a 1v3. How much can you get done here?
Barrier created.
Almost. Getting caught off guard, but Ameer on the Killjoy is going to be able to clean things out. 2 rounds on the board now for GSS, finding their rhythm, especially with Alvin getting those 2 early pickoffs here, and 4 ultimates ready on the side of GSS here. The Astral Divide, the Killjoy lockdown, as well as the revive, and Garfield's out as well here.
Yes, indeed, as you predicted, rightfully so, the operator in the hands of Alvin has been able to turn the tide. And of course, with that, Team Health Recon Connect are being forced to go with an eco round, trying to save creds enough for the next round. But of course, they do have the sheriffs, they do have 1 Rundle in the safe hands. But let's see how things go. Alvin holding the angle in B side, does not manage to land the shot on KJ.
Spike down
does
mid.
not miss the second time.
Confidence to repick that. Oh no, he did not check the angle. No one was covering his left side, and does get immediately punished for it.
Yes, indeed. Team Global Systems, Team GSS just
1
holding
enemy
smart.
remaining.
Garfield goes insane there. Picks up a quick 2k to finish off the round, and now closing the gap down to a 3-4 here. But we will see another buy round coming out from the side of Health Recon Connect.
Indeed, so far it's been quite an interesting game. The lineups, however, you know, even though it might not be the meta that we normally see, they still are promising us a really, really close game.
Yeah. And I mean, this is the BO3, right? So I'm actually more interested to know who picked up which map. But yeah, definitely in the BO3 you do have that opportunity to come back. And even from worse situations, like you've seen 9-3 come back, you have seen 12-2 come back.
They will cover.
At the moment, it's still anyone's game, so we have to get it. You know, of course, Garfield picks the alcohol, of course, quickly taken down there by the Raze of Team Health Recon. Apologies, Reina from Team Health Recon, and of course, the attacker's Killjoy
Spike
means that they
planted.
can safely plant a spike. It is once again a 4v3 in the hands of Health Recon to guard the site. But of course, Alvin once again with the operator.
Enemy kill.
Gets a quick kill there, and the defender KJ is popped.
Last player standing.
Wrong timing, my man. Razi just having his utility in his hand. What's the teleport actually called? I always keep forgetting. The Omen teleport.
The Shadow Step?
Shadow Step. Yeah, there you go. Shadow Step.
Yes, there you go. Always confusing with a bunch of names to, you know, keep memorized.
You need to cast Dota and then realize the amount of names that you have to remember.
Likely just coming from a background of Siege, you know, the only thing you need to remember are just a few things. So it's different coming from game to game. But nonetheless, that is the beauty of casting a game, and that is, of course, the beauty of Valorant. And just like that, the score is even. We have Health Recon at 4, we have Team GSS at 4, and Alvin still having the operator in his hands to keep Team Health Recon at bay.
And I really like how Alvin is switching up his positions. He's at one time he's at mid, he's at B main, or well, he get a pick off, he misses the shot. Might not miss the second time, and yes, he does not. He's not Nirvana and Maskkk taking out 2 here. are going to be coming into the site here already. Site, and that's Alvin going down. Final Razzie is able to take him out. And now it's going to be a tough retake for them. It's a 2v4 retake for GSS here.
Spike planted.
Indeed. I mean, of course, Alvin was switching his plays, being aggressive one time, just pulling it past the other round. But of course, Health Recon just taking advantage of that round, using the paranoia to step into sight. And of course, Astra and Reyna are left.
Last player
Get a
standing.
few kills, but of course, Raze catches the Astra, leaving Garfield alone to try his best in this 1v4 situation.
Just clearing out the rest of Haven here. Probably might, I mean, would be saving.
He does
us,
have,
but
yes, he does have eco for the next round, but maybe he might try to save this gun and, you know, try to keep his main attack. But of course, he catches one, trying to retreat from the site.
Stealing sight.
Might manage to find another.
You disappoint me.
There we go.
Ooh, finds another actually. Tough situation, and that actually really hurts Health Recon Connect because their eco wasn't looking that great, and you can already see how much of damage. So if they do lose this round, they're going to be in a horrible situation, and we already see Maskkk is going to be on that Spectre, and I don't think Chala or Chelad has all the utility on that stage either. Let me actually check.
And of course, Alvin once again picking up another player. They did not have an issue with, of course, their creds, and he decides to pick it up once again, and hopefully try to contest mid this time around.
A fast A push coming out. There is no one at site now, but we do see Alvin and Reyna both rotating back into site here.
And I think Raze actually probably shows them trying to get control of ramps quite quickly. Of course, he pushes his way to site after Gravity while trying to divide.
Spike down A.
And of course, managed to get a kill on the Raze as well, but quickly put down by the Reyna.
KJ in the meanwhile picks off two very quick kills. Bladestorm is out
Spike
for Alvin
planted.
as well, but it is going to be a 2v3 for the retake. How much can they do actually?
And there's one guy still playing on ramps. He might be unaware of his position, might be able to get both of these defenders coming into sight.
Oh,
And he makes his way slowly into heaven. This might be the positioning that they need.
One
of course,
enemy
managed to get him, and he was
Last
really
player
low, and
standing.
the KJ managed to find that kill.
Almost closing it out, but it was going to be Zaraki to clean up that kill onto Alvin, bringing themselves up to 6 rounds now. What an interesting game it has been so far. Seems quite even between the two teams. We might actually have a full 3-game series on our hands here if things keep going this way.
Yes, indeed. Both teams, you know, complementing each other's playstyles. Both teams actually playing really well, and they're managing to go round after round, keeping this game, you know, on its toes, actually.
Embarrassing.
And of course, this was a much-needed round for Team Health Recon. Their eco was, of course, at the brink, so they managed to keep that round. Of course, Alvin has something to say about that, but of course, quickly refragged by the Raze.
Didn't Alvin dash there? I'm not sure what happened. Anike picks up Nirvana there at garage.
You will not kill my allies!
The race comes out onto Zaraki. So they do have 4 players back online for their side. And they still seem to be wanting to hit B side here. It's just going to be Anike in the side for the time being.
But of course, he does have the support of the Nebulas to slow down these attackers, and we slowly have them making their way. But of course, Alvin and Sage still controlling the mid as well, which means that all of the attackers are still huddled into B side with only 50 seconds remaining, and they still haven't got possession of any of these controlling points of the map.
Yeah, so much of map presence coming out from the side of GSS here, controlling all angles and all entries for the time being at least. But they are running out of time.
Archie making
30
his way
seconds
close to the
left.
ramp. He might be able to catch one of these attackers off guard if he just peeks at the right time, but of course no. Of course, a quick 1-2 there from Astra. And just like that, it is a 5v2. Sage and Omen left to try and make something out of this.
Yeah, probably might look to save this at this point. I don't think
10
they should be
seconds
pushing
left.
this. The eco is in a horrible situation.
Yes, indeed, if they lose, I mean, they should try to make the most out of it. They managed to get 1 kill there, and they might be able to end this round with both of these guns intact.
Last round before the
Like,
switch.
that's going to be the only 2 guns. I think actually Nirvana has the money to buy up, but that's just going to be 3 rifles on their side. 1 Spectre coming up for Zaraki. He does have his ultimate up as well.
Yes, and Maskkk, you might be able to, yeah, there we go. Manages to buy another Spectre with a half shield as well. Meanwhile, Team GSS looking strong with all of those guns and their heavy shields. The score, of course, is a 5v6, is a 5-6. Even with the 6 at the end of this half, it might still be looking good for both teams.
They do have the lockdown to work with. I mean, they might invest it here in Garage to try and get into the side here.
That the attacker lockdown is put down.
Oh ho ho. Maskkk got himself up there, but was immediately shut down there by Alvin.
Spike planted.
The Deep Health Recon capitalizing on that KJ ult, managing to push into side, and they managed to get the spike down. And of course, managing to kill the KJ and Sage in the process, but of course, Alvin still keeping control of that heaven site, and of course, slowly getting back into position to retake the site.
Healer down.
Some nice shots coming out there from Alvin here, looking for more here.
Don't have too much to work with, but of course, Alvin
remaining.
But of course, yeah, nonetheless, the time was not in their favor, the positioning was not in their favor, and of course,
Switching
Team Health
sides.
managed to make it a 7-5 at the end of the half rotation.
I'm not sure whether I love that Astral Divide coming out. It cut the sight in half, but the wrong half, I feel like. It should have been cut the other way. I mean, I feel like that would have been the more viable choice there, to cut the sight in the other way if they really wanted to retake that side.
It actually allowed, the defenders to actually jump into hell without being contested. But then again, maybe they're trying to hold that angle out from CT. But in the end, it did pay out for them. Or rather, it did not. Wait.
Yeah, it did not.
It did not. It did not pay out for them. Apologies, just getting a bit confused there. Yeah.
Now it's actually going to be GSS on the attack and Health Recon Connect on the defense, and we have a lot of space being taken by the Sage here, trying to get into A side, trying to get in some control, but the KJ is there to spot this out.
Yep. Still, GSS is just poking, prodding, trying to see where they can. But of course, Fire getting really aggressive, making his way all the way up to rank in A. Slow gunfight going on in mid. Archie and the Sage of the opposing team firing. Of course, Team GSS make their way into B side, trying to get the plant down, and the spike does down.
Maskkk, they are getting a kill with the pain shot. They throws out another.
Last player standing.
Out by Aneke, and it's going to be a 1v2 for this Killjoy here. Nirvana up against him. Watch out, one here will get tagged from the other side from Aneke, and that's going to be 6-7 on the board. A very important pistol round coming out from GSS there to close out the gap.
Yes, indeed. So they now have the ability to buy. Maybe, yep. They will be going with the Spectres and their half shields, trying to win this round as well, and trying to even the score to make it an even 7-7. And like we said earlier, this is a really, really close game. It's still anyone's game, and we might actually be seeing all 3 maps being played out tonight.
Yeah, and Alvin has decided to go for a very early rifle here. I mean, I'm not entirely sure whether I agree with it, but it's something that we do see. It's not the most unusual thing. Spots out one.
Yes, hopefully he would be able to put it to good use. But of course, Maskkk capitalizing on that control, trying to get that early aggression. But of course, Anike meanwhile getting a quick kill out in A side.
Last player standing.
Manages to get both these players in B heaven, and just like that, they manage to get control of the B side. The Omen left alone, quickly flanking behind both Alvin and Garfield, making their way into the site. The plant, meanwhile, goes back down
Spike
in
planted.
A.
Flawless.
That's going to be a flawless to even things out. It's a 7-7 going into the buy round coming out from Health Recon Connect. I mean, they're obviously looking to win this round, especially due to the better weaponry basically. But half shields on Chela and Zaraki on the Reyna. But Reyna half shield doesn't really matter too much. If you can get a pick off, you can overheal and get those shields back up or get left HP back up.
Exactly. Yeah, Chela, I assume,
cool.
might be deciding
That's
to
how
go
you
with the wall
survive.
instead of actually saving up for the full shield, which of course is gratefully needed to keep that to keep the mid control in your favor for as long as you can. And of course, this time the attackers just dashing their way into site that is control. He pushes in deep. Nirvana, of course, manages to get the first kill there, and manages to land a second. Alvin there losing his head.
Spike
Nirvana
planted.
not
You
going
should
to back up
run.
in this fight.
Bot coming back.
Attackers lockdown is going to be used as well, so we're going to delay as much as possible. Nirvana, no fear right now, pushing into the side, takes out Anushan, and that's the lockdown destroyed.
One enemy remaining.
Tough situation, but picks up one. Picks up one. The meantime, the 1v4, and he will get cleaned out by Zaraki, and that's going to be Health Recon Connect getting a really good buy round off here, just using Chela only.
Yes, indeed. Nirvana playing a really, really great round there, and of course pushing Anike. He was not expecting him to push throughout that KJ out, catching him off guard and managing to break that lockdown as well. Really smart play there, coming out from Nirvana. And of course, I believe the eco, of course, in the favor of Team Health at the moment. And yeah, they might be deciding to play things a bit more slow this time, Team GSS. Focusing this time on the mid, trying to get control as early as they can.
I love the confidence from Nirvana in that round there. No, absolutely no fear, pushing into that Killjoy lockdown. Confidence that he'll be able to find it and get the pick on to KJ as well.
Yes, indeed. Speaking of no fear, of course, Alvin making his way right into the middle of mid-top. Paranoia comes out from road, does not manage to get anyone, but of course, Chela, capitalizing on that, pushes in and manages to clean the head of Alvin. Wow. Help Recon pushing in from mid. Garfield left alone, -1, blind and managing to kill Maskkk. But of course cannot land the shots on the Omen and the Sage. Chela cleaning things up, and once again it is a 4v2 situation. Anike sees his way into B side. Raki misses his shots, and just like that, he is in the control of Team GSS.
Spike planted.
He's left alone here, but he is making it work right now. It's a 2v2 though.
Last player
Might
standing.
get caught from behind, and
Turns it
there we
back.
go.
And Achi not being able to clean things out, and Nirvana again stepping up huge for the side of Health Recon Connect. Gets himself up to 9 now, and this is going to put the side of GSS onto a save.
Yes, indeed. Maskkk, of course, not left with any... Okay, never mind, there we go. The buy coming in from Nirvana. Everyone on Team Health Recon left with the gun. And of course, looking at the kills, Alvin and Anike going strong for Team GSS. Maskkk, Nirvana, and Chala keeping things up for Team Health Recon. It is, as we said, a close game. We do have the KJ out from the side of the defenders as well to retake site if need be. And yeah, so far it's a close game. This, of course, is another save round for Team GSS. And let us see how things proceed.
Mid wall is going to be taken out here. A couple of sheriffs in hand, one rifle in the hands of Alvin actually. I think the Sage actually bought the rifle for him.
Yes, indeed. Of course, just saving and measuring up their eco, hitting it. This round, of course, the KJ turret supports Archie, and of course, Maskkk is playing close by, might be able to get the kill on him.
Alvin making use of that buy coming out from the Sage. The bundle in hand gets the first pick off here.
Maskkk spots the Astra retreating, manages to land a few shots, but of course he's not able to get anything out of it. Garfield and Alvin, meanwhile, making their way from mid, manage to get control of the Heaven, and of course that is the Phantom in the hands of Garfield as well.
But Zaraki inside will clean out Alvin here, and Maskkk is going to be able to backstab here.
30 seconds left.
Looks the other way.
Get the pre-frag, and of course Maskkk there to clean Anike as well. And once again, it is a 2v2 situation. The attackers might be able to actually get the spike down in the A site. And of course, Astra making his way into spawn might be able to catch Maskkk off guard here.
10 seconds
Holding
left.
Angle, but of course Maskkk makes his way
planted.
to heaven. Will he get caught by the Reyna coming behind? He gets spotted.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Cutting their vision.
But trying to go in left all alone is the Sage inside. And a Ghost to boot as well against this rifle.
Not the best gun to go against this, but of course he might be able to catch him out with his positioning. Zaraki not expecting him to be playing in screen, but of course he clears outside, checking all those obvious angles. He knows he's not in sight. The only place he can come from is right now behind you. Oh, smart play there. Manages to wait out the time. And there we go. Playing a really, really smart round there.
Yeah, and that's the problem of being under pressure when you're up against the clock. You're tempted to take the fight, but you know that you're going to be running out of time, and in the end, you're not getting either one done because your concentration is off. And we just saw exactly that happening to Garfield. He knew that the timer was working against him, and missed out on the shot just due to his lack of concentration there.
Yes, indeed. And meanwhile, the score, of course, is 8-9, once again in favor of Team Health Recon Connect. As we said, it's really, really close. It's anyone's game, but of course, the better guns in the hands of Team GSS going into this round. Meanwhile, Alvin managed to get that first kill there on Shela, and that is in the mid. Quickly getting controlled there, but of course, there's two players playing closely in rows right behind the middle.
One down.
Quick refrags coming there, and just like that, they might decide to test their luck in A site. Of course, they are not aware that the A site is left alone at the moment.
Slowing things down quite a bit. 50 seconds on the clock.
You will
The
not
remaining
kill
defenders are
my
not quite sure
ally.
which side to defend. And of course, the revive comes
Still
down in
inside.
the mid as well. Garfield brought back to life. What goes up in heaven? The attackers have free domain, have free estate to go and plant a spike in B site.
One enemy remaining.
Alvin managed to get that kill, and once again, the KJ is left alone in a 1v4 situation.
Ooh, clean sheriff shot coming out. Almost finds another there. Goes into the reload. Tries to pick up a weapon. He doesn't manage to pick it up. But the layer coming out at the right moment there from Garfield loves Anike to get the kill, even though he did go down there.
There's a valiant effort there by Nirvan trying to make the best out of that worst situation. Managed to get one kill. I believe that was on the KJ, but of course in the end he is taken down by the combined effort of Team GSS. The score once again is a 9-9. Both teams having enough credits to buy enough guns. But of course, Team Health Recon would be at the worst for it if this round does not go in their favor.
Looks to be
Once again, stacked right out of B. Yes, indeed. Might be bringing the aggression this round. Alvin deciding to once again making his way back into the lane. The attack is not committing at the moment, just testing out the defense, trying to see who is where. Astra, meanwhile, lands the first kill there on the Omen.
Very slow entry here. They did get that initial pick off onto the Omen. And now they are going to go in and the wall is out, the Lear out as well. The Jet Alvin will dash into the side here. Pain shells pointing
You
down,
should run.
Alvin trying to shoot at the boom, but will get taken out. Alvin, Ninja Maskkk at Haven will take him out. The trades are there.
Spike planted.
3v3, and now Killjoy lockdown on Killjoy lockdown action here. Third kill confidence left. He's thrown Nirvana. Will find Garfield.
Yes, the defender KJ Alta able to push all of the
One enemy remaining.
out of sight, but of course fire there to get one kill, quickly refrag from Maskkk.
One enemy remaining.
Might just get the first kill on Maskkk. And of course Zeraki is defusing with the time, of course. Oh, the spike is defused. Zeraki just managing to get things down before Anike peeks in for that kill.
That's going to be double digits on the board for Health Recon Connect here.
Yes, indeed, Anike just a bit like 1 second too late in that swing, or otherwise things would be exactly the other way around.
Placing
Anike
alarm
just
bot.
standing still, contemplating the situation, I think. And just like that, we are once again 9-10 in favor of Team Health Recon Connect.
They seem to fight for this mid-control, which they have been loving since the start of the game.
Yes, indeed. Both teams actually, you know, showed preference trying to keep mid-control, picking it with all the guns that they had available. And of course, understandable, right? Because mid is where you would be dividing the sides. You'll be cutting off half the rotations.
Vision.
And of course, both teams still contesting it with all their abilities. Archie and Sage, meanwhile, sneaking their way into A site.
Covering it.
Of course, there is Nirvana playing inside A. Just avoiding him so far for now. Just trying to scope out the A heaven, seeing what's going on there.
With blocking vision.
Already a couple of kills being taken out here. As I said, that Archie finds a kill on Maskkk as well, and they will find that kill on Chela now. Trying to bring this back, it's a 4v2.
Our spike's down.
One enemy
Will go
remaining.
down, but
Spike
it's
down
going to
A.
be good enough from Archie on that Astra. And down to Zaraki. Out and not going to be able to. And that's going to be Health Recon Connect, even things up. It's 10-10 going into this 21st round.
That's a good round there by Team GSS, managing to clean things up. Not the flawless round, but you know, 4 players left to see the end of that round. And yeah, managing to even the score. And like I said, it's still anyone's game. Something which I'm being forced to say over and over and over again in this first match.
So this is going to be a save coming out from Health Recon Connect.
Team GSS, of course, showing that early aggression right up to mid. They have the gravity wells coming in. They can't spot Chela. He managed to get away from safety. And of course, the shuttles coming in, trying to delay this attack. We have Omen playing in rogue. Alvin has thrown in. He sees the head, manages to get Omen. Chala meanwhile goes behind as Anike cleans them up as well.
Almost a relevant
Last player
jump
standing.
shot landing halfway on the arena. But it's going to be the last kill taken by Garfield, as well as Ashi to close things out. Taking the lead now, 11-10.
Yes, indeed. For that round, the better guns, of course, were in the hands of Team GSS. They only lost one Vandal, lost one fight to the Ghost, but managed to, you know, make advantage of that situation. They capitalized on it, and that was a quick round in favor of Team GSS. It's actually something that we've been seeing so often in this match. You know, both teams actually preferring to push in from mid. They're trying to contest that at every possible moment, keeping that control in mid. Once again, Team GSS quick to break down that Sage wall, and of course the Omen smokes come in, the Sage slow orb comes in, and all of this utility being used in the very first few seconds of the round. But of course, and there we go, the Cosmic Divide, I believe, is about to come in A site. Nirvana is there to try and hold things off, but maybe they might just rush into site, clear things up.
You are divided!
In A site.
It's going to be the Astro Divide coming, and they are going to be able to get that entry into A side. No real aggression coming out. Top one.
One enemy remaining.
And there we go, the astral divide just cutting off things completely. Nirvana was left there alone to defend side, but of course Garfield enter in, and the Ziraki left alone, but of course Garfield once again will clean things up.
Match point.
Match point now for GSS here. Can they close it out?
Team GSS actually found their momentum in the past 3 rounds, just winning back-to-back rounds after every round, which just went, tit for tat. But of course, this is match point, and Team Recon do not have the best guns going into this round. So if they manage to somehow stay alive at the end of this, they might still have a fighting chance. Once again, that early on aggression in mid, breaking those walls, baiting out all of this utility, slow orb to make sure everything being used as well as the smokes.
Not going to be traded actually.
Eranda trying to push in from A and gets quickly taken out by Archie. Just lurking there in A site. Omen falls back, but of course Raze and Sage left to somehow move this mid site. From all the aggression, Killjoy pushes in, manages to get the kill on Sage.
No charges left. Alarm bot out.
Last player standing.
Maskkk swings hard, but it's going to be down to this Reyna the Raraki to hold the 1.5% as well. In and it's not going to be good enough.
Attackers win.
That's Naked taking the last kill and putting GSS on map number 1 here. It's a BO3, so there is more Valorant to be played among these two teams. I mean, like I said, BO3, I'm not entirely sure what that second map is going to be. Hopefully to be something like Icebox and Fracture actually, because I still haven't got the chance to cast Fracture. We saw a lot of Fracture during Champions, but
yes,
haven't had a Fracture in a Sri Lankan tournament yet. But I'm assuming we'll see a lot of it in the future, because I feel like a lot of pro teams have adjusted to the map, and that's one of the... You know how Icebox used to be, Kitty, when it came out, nobody liked the map, right? But now teams pick it up as a pocket map. If you're good at the map, it's an auto ban and you get a free ban from the other team. And I think Fracture is going to be something like that in the future for Sri Lanka as well. Having said that, we'll be going in for a short 5-minute break. Do stay tuned in. This is a BO3 series, and you're joining us live for the Mercantile Esports Championship Valorant Grand Finals between GSS and Recon Connect. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, guys.
See you soon.
Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रह सकने में. Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रह सकने में. Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रह सकने में. Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक නෙවෙයි.
And I never turn it down. I'm loud, and I never turn it down. I'm loud, and I don't turn it down. Put it down, make it now, take it now. I'm loud, and I never turn it down. Put it down, take it now, put it down. I'm loud.
Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक නෙවෙයි. Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक නෙවෙයි.
And I never turn it down. I'm loud, and I never turn it down. I'm loud, and I don't turn it down. Put it down, make it now, take it now. I'm loud, and I never turn it down. Put it down, take it now, put it down. I'm loud.
Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक නෙවෙයි. Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक නෙවෙයි.
And I never turn it down. I'm loud, and I never turn it down. I'm loud, and I don't turn it down. Put it down, make it now, take it now. I'm loud, and I never turn it down. Put it down, take it now, put it down. I'm loud.
Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक නෙවෙයි. Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक නෙවෙයි.
And I never turn it down. I'm loud, and I never turn it down. I'm loud, and I don't turn it down. Put it down, make it now, take it now. I'm loud, and I never turn it down. Put it down, take it now, put it down. I'm loud.
Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक නෙවෙයි. Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक නෙවෙයි.
And I never turn it down. I'm loud, and I never turn it down. I'm loud, and I don't turn it down. Put it down, make it now, take it now. I'm loud, and I never turn it down. Put it down, take it now, put it down. I'm loud.
Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक නෙවෙයි. Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक නෙවෙයි.
I never turn it down. I'm loud, and I never turn it down. I'm loud, and I don't turn it down. Take it down, make it now, take it now. I'm loud, and I never turn it down. Make it now, take it now, make it now. I'm loud.
Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक नहीं. Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक नहीं.
And I never turn it down. I'm loud, and I never turn it down. I'm loud, and I don't turn it down. Take it down, make it now, take it now. I'm loud, and I never turn it down. Make it now, take it now, make it now. I'm loud.
Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक नहीं. Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक नहीं.
And I never turn it down. I'm loud, and I never turn it down. I'm loud, and I don't turn it down. Take it down, make it now, take it now. I'm loud, and I never turn it down. Make it now, take it now, make it now. I'm loud.
Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक नहीं. Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक नहीं.
And I never turn it down.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Mercantile Esports Championship Valorant Grand Final. This is GSS taking on Health Recon Connect, and GSS taking map number 1. We are heading into map number 2, and joining me for the cast is going to be Kitty. Kitty, map number 2 is going to be on Asan, the tried and true map that everyone has got used to. I think, I mean, you can't give the advantage on this map to anyone because it is the map that has been there from the start, and the map that everyone is used to, and including the map that is in the training grounds, if I'm not mistaken, during the initial, I think, B side. Yeah.
Yes,
B-side.
indeed, the B side with Boats. And of course, just looking at the first match, of course, it was a really, really close game. GSS just barely being able to win. Of course, moving on into the second map, we'll just see just as a close map, hopefully. And we might be able to go all the way to winning this best of 3.
Yes, and hopefully we will have a game 3 as well. I think everyone who is watching, that's what they want to see. We want to see that game 3. It's always entertaining when an entire series goes the distance. And right now, Health Recon Connect need to come back. I think they should be happy with their performance. They shouldn't feel bad about losing that map. It was a very close game. But Health Recon Connect, we'll have to wait and see how they perform on Asan. Just waiting for the players to ready up so that we can start. And what a performance coming out from Alvin. Not a player that I've seen in the pro scene, majority of the normal tournaments, not Mercantile or schools or university. The normal Valorant tournaments that we have, I haven't seen much of Alvin. I think I haven't seen him at all until today, and I feel like he's a player who, with the right amount, the right team and the right amount of practice, can go a long way. And with that, actually, we do have the game starting up. We'll be heading into Agent Select. Are we going to see, what do you think, KD, are we going to see another weird composition coming out from both teams, or do you think we'll see some meta picks coming out on this map?
Well, I mean, they did have a bit of unorthodox picks in last match, but of course they did manage to make those work. So maybe we might be seeing some things which are not the norm, I would say. But of course, we would be seeing a really, really great match nonetheless. Of course, I assume Alvin once again will be going with the Jet. He had a really, really great game playing Jet with the operator especially. So maybe we might be having those initial picks, which would be there. But of course, we might be seeing a few different picks from the meta as well.
Yeah, and we should have the full agent selection on screen shortly. And like I said, Alvin, I think especially if you have an operator player in your team, I think giving the Jet is the most viable option. You shouldn't be switching it around too much when you have someone who is good with the operator. And I think every good team needs an operator player on the team. I think it is hard to miss out or hard to leave out anyone who is good with the operator from a team. And with that, we will be heading into Ascent, and it's going to be Global System Solutions starting off on defense with Health Recon Connect starting off on the attack. And composition-wise, almost similar compositions. We do see a SOA coming into the play. I'm a bit worried for Health Recon Connect. They don't have anyone to gain information as of yet. I mean, yeah, they have the double sentinels with the Sage and the Killjoy, and the Omen for control, and the Raze Reyna pickup. So no one to gain information, and ignoring SOA on
Going
Ascent,
Astro, guys.
which is considered the paper map in Valorant, is. I feel like you need SOA, right? It's too good to ignore SOA on Ascent.
Up I go.
Yes, indeed. I mean, of course, information is the key, and not having an initial drone like a Sova or even a Sky at this moment. And of course, speaking of that, meanwhile, Alvin just setting himself into this map, getting an initial kill really, really quickly right in A main and pushing it up. Just, just saying nothing about our story. He pushes in, he gets the first kill, and he manages, just contest it with Garfield and just with Annika actually, and just holding a site so far.
He's actually going to retake this, gets another also that's already 3K on the ground, and manages to dash out as well, and that's a spike down.
One enemy remaining.
Down to the last man. Garfield picks up Razzie, and now all down to Nirvana. Had a really good game, but in a spot situation here up against 4 players, it will get taken down, and that's GSS on the board with round number 1 here.
Yes, indeed. Alvin going strong, had a really great first map, bringing that same momentum into map number 2, going strong. And of course, once again, going with that Vandal with that big gun in the second round. So as we were saying, Team Health Recon do not have that, so they did not have that critical droning, they did not have that information as you so rightly put out. So they may come to regret it maybe, or maybe they have something to work out of it. So nonetheless, we will be seeing. We had a really, really close game last match, even though GSS did manage to win. So let's just see how this plays out.
Are going to be going in fast hit, fast hit here. How many damage can they do? Alvin already picks up Razzie on Nvidia, picks up another, that's 2 kills taken. Looking for more. Aneke manages to pick out another. Down to the last 2 players.
Out of charges.
Connect on that
One enemy remaining.
Aneke goes in, picks up another, and Alvin to clean it up. Alvin with another 3K on the round, and Aneke picking up 2 almost having the Blade Storm ready already.
Yes, indeed. That was a really flawless round, quite literally. Coming up from Team GSS to carry the team into the 3rd round. 2-0 so far. Of course, that does not mean anything in a game like Valorant. Things can change really, really quickly, as we have seen before. So let's just hope the team does not get too cocky. They have the guns, they have the weapons, they're playing the bonus of this round. So just try to win with this eco, try to get these kills, try to, just do your best, and they may be able to put a few more rounds in the bag as well. Alvin, of course, pushing in. Peeking into Cubby, Raze getting on top, does not manage to get the kill. Does significant damage, but of course Maskkk there, good for the kill. And just like that once again, Team Health Recon stacking up on A side.
See, this is the problem with no one to get information. They don't know that the site was open this entire time, and they hesitated to go in just
I need
to
blocking vision.
Out there now.
Enemy mark.
He's taken on Maskkk, is good for the kill. The last two players up against
Spike planted.
Tags on to the killjoy, Razi.
Last player standing.
And Razi picks up another. It's a really good buy round coming out from there.
Shot down.
Another upgrades into a Vandal.
Razi was 2-2, but of course Sova is left in a one-way situation. Maskkk, of course, is low, but of course he has to deal with 3 players nonetheless. And of course, 1 in hell, 2 guys in main. Garfield, of course, does not know this, so let us just see how he manages.
Scanning ahead.
He has the Recon ball for himself. Might not spot anyone out of this. Shella there peeking in from main and managing to clean things up. And finally, Health Recon puts a round to their names.
Yeah, that was very much needed. It was their buy round coming out, and with that they are going to be able to pass it again. And now the full gun round coming out from the side of GSS here, and Alvin yet again on that operator, and he has the blade storm up as well if he wants to use it. And this is going to be the tough situation for Health Recon Connect. Can they avoid Alvin's initial aggression that he has been showing throughout the entirety of the first map?
Yes, indeed. Alvin was monumental, keeping that aggression from Team Health Recon at a bay. He was able to get those initial picks, but of course, speaking of initial picks, once again, Anushan peeks from A main and gets a kill, and that is the Reina out of the equation. Once again, Health Recon left without knowing what is going on inside. They have no drone, and of course, Anushan once again
Down A.
the flash peeks in for a third, but of course, Maskkk decides to retreat. To
Last
look to fight
player
another day.
standing.
But of course, no Anushan. Oh my god.
The 2 duelists on the side of GSS are absolutely feeling it right now. Alvin up to 8-1 right now, and Anushan with the 5 kills, and Garfield also picking up 4 kills here. The 3 players on the side of GSS just carrying the team right now.
What do you think about this, early on aggression? I think, Anushan, Alvin, they just, fitted in their roles perfectly. They've warmed up, they've got ready for this second match. And, they're just taking the fights then right at the spawn, not giving in, not backing out. And once again, Health Recon forced to echo another round. Apologies.
Revealing area.
Yeah, definitely, and now we see another push coming in. Ameer will get taken out this time around. Maskkk is going to be good for the kill, but the trades are there from Archie, taking out Maskkk. Garfield throwing out the shock darts, trying to keep them at bay, and this is going to delay the push. That one shock dart delaying that entire push, and they are forced to go back, and the Recon dart is going to spot out Razi here. Heading towards garden, the blind goes out, forcing Garfield
right here.
Right here. Some space here. Picks up another Razi though with the pistol, picks up Garfield, who was extremely low. Archie still inside, down to 5.
1 enemy remaining.
At the right moment,
Spike
one
down
might get
A.
another here. Oh, so close.
Razi is good for a second, but of course he is left only on 20 HP. Both the defenders are down. The operator shot just barely missing Razi. He manages to get out of there. He gets the spike. He manages to TP right into boats. He is inside B. He might be able to, get the spike down by 300 points, creds rather. And let us see if he manages to clutch this 1v2. Health not on his side. He has the time, of course. Played out that KJ Torres.
So he peeks around at the wrong time, and Alvin picks up another, and that's 4 rounds on the board for GSS. Alvin with 9 kills on the board right now, doing wonders for GSS.
Thanks.
This is what we were talking about, not having that initial info, not knowing where the defenders were playing it, just having to run in through the smoke blindly. Managed to get the kill on Anushan, but of course quickly refragged there by Archie in that previous round. Yep, might be seeing a few more of these things happening throughout the match as we go forward.
Placing alarm bot.
I actually didn't know that you can't get an alt point if you had used it in the round. Alvin actually did not get an alt point after defusing. So if you...
I think he actually let fire defuse. He only did half of it.
Keep doing what you do best.
Okay, makes sense then.
So of course, peaking with the early aggression this time.
Oh no, Alvin just making Health Recon Connect feel so uncomfortable right now. Peeking very aggressively, gets another kill. And might get another blinded, takes out Zaraki. Looking for more here, retweaking this. This man is
Health Recon just meeting a brick wall wherever they go.
Spike
Reyna
down
in A,
B.
Alvin in B, they are forced to just play for picks. But of course Archie not letting them get comfy, peeking in, making it through his way from tiles. And of course,
Last
three
player
defenders coming
standing.
from mid. Alvin left again to clean things up, and Nirvana loses his head. And once again, the score is 5-1. GSS finding their momentum, quickly going through the rounds.
I think that I feel like now looking back at it, that game one might have just been a warm-up for them the way that they're playing right now. Absolutely destructive, and GSS has not been able to find. I'm sorry, Health Recon Connect has not been able to find an answer to this, and we do see a naked bundle coming out on Chela, the Sage on the side of Health Recon Connect. They really need to make this round work. Again, peeking through, misses out on
You
the
should
dash,
run.
Alvin. That
Alvin botches the dash, but of course no one is there to refrag, no one is willing to peek that operator for a second time. And of course, understandable given how Alvin has been playing, but of course the attacker Killjoy comes in, pushing the defenders from side, which means that the attackers Health Recon are able to take side without any problem. Maskkk manages to get a kill on fire, and Anike slowly falling his way, but of course gets connected to the Lombard. Maskkk getting a kill with his showstopper, and
you do not peek this, man. It's a 2v3 for the retake atop Nirvana. Outside of B main here, holding it, and will get taken down by Archie with a good shot here, and now bringing it down to a 2v2. Is he going to spam the wall here? Does Alvin? No.
shoot.
That should have been
So
destructive.
there you go. Both of them playing inside.
One enemy remaining.
Sees one. Alvin landing the shot. Will he see Archie managing to clean things up? And of course, like that, I believe there was what, a 4v2 situation, was it?
I think it's 4v4.
Was that
Actually
important?
4v3. Right?
Okay.
Sorry.
Nonetheless, you know, GSS once again managing to make things work, coming back from that round, and Alvin looking unstoppable with that. Look at that, 15-1.
Absolutely insane performance
Need a drop.
coming out from
Thanks.
Alvin here, carrying the team on his back, getting his operator back from Anike here. For Mixer, I think he was buying a Vandal for his teammate.
Yes.
Champion skin coming
That
online.
champion's skin, yes indeed, and of course the champion's aura on that Karambit, proudly showing it, and of course understandable given how much so far.
Blinded off, and they go in, the Bladestorm misses, and Alvin in trouble here. Does not get pushed. Anike is going to be there, and Alvin takes out another.
One enemy
The aggression,
remaining.
the shots coming out. Anike goes in again. This is a shot
How are these people alive? How is Alvin? How is Anike alive for this long? And of course Garfield there to clean things up.
They shouldn't have gotten away with that. There is no way Alvin and Anike should have been alive there. They butchered their first hits. Anike was completely blinded when he picked that. But they managed to get out and
Somehow, indeed, yes. Using all those dashes, using all those updrafts, they managed to evade every single thing used by Team Health Recon, and they managed to get 3 quick kills, and Garfield was there to clean things up. So really great game sense, and of course the gravity will there to try and slow things down. But of course, you know, it's the gravity once again picking it. Alvin sees a pixel out of place. Of course, Sage. Of course, he does take damage. That was a wallbang, if I'm not mistaken. And Chala will have to move back to try and heal himself up. Alvin finally gets spotted out from Chala.
He gets smoked for like a second and was taken out. And Anike picks out another here, pushing in from
Spike down mid.
A top here.
And if he gets third, he pops his out. He sees
One enemy
Hirusha
remaining.
there, Archie there for the kill, and Anike there to clean things up. An easy 4K for that round.
GSS just unstoppable right now. 8-1 here going into this 10th round right now. And GSS, I feel like they need.
I'm going up.
Not having the SOA on attack, on ascent is destructive. You need something to gain information, and they cannot be blindly picking corners here. They do have 2 blinds on their side, actually 3 if you count the 2 layers that Reyna has. They need to
Heading to the
I
above.
think this is where you miss a SOA or a Sky.
Without a
Even
star,
Sky would have
blocking
done.
vision.
I mean, at this point, they're just relying on the boombot to find an enemy just to know if someone's there or not. They don't have anything to speak of, just peeking it. Alvin, look at this. Making his way right there. He's touching Reyna right behind him. He didn't.
Last player standing.
Nirvana there, a quick 2K. Finally, things going in favor of Team Health Recon, despite going down in a site.
Spike planted.
And Fire left to somehow make good out of this round. Zaraki pushing his way into heaven, holding a close angle there. Might be able to catch Fire off guard, and there we go. Finally, after a long time, Health Recon managed to put a round for themselves. The score is 8-2.
I feel like that was more of the fact that GSS was just brimming with too much confidence there. Three-man push out of mid-markets there. Just thought out in the open, no cover at all, and Health Recon Connect was just happy to pick them up.
Yes, indeed. That was, you know, a lack of patience from GSS more than any of a good performance from Health Recon. But of course, things have calmed down now, and I think once again we have the defenders defending, the attackers attacking. The smoke's coming in mid. This time you see two players just sneaking their way from Catwalk. Alvin holding once again with the operator. Anike, Alvin, both of them just holding A main. And I think the Reyna trying to sneak his way. We have two players actually coming from Catwalk. The Omen and Maskkk managed to get a kill. Make their way to Catwalk. Anike, Alvin.
The gravity pull is good, but Archie with the shot, and Chala is going to be able to take him out, and it's down to a.
You will not.
The resurrection comes out as well, but
Spike down A.
immediately puts a stop to it, takes them both out.
One enemy remaining.
Down to the last man here. Coming through.
Alvin and Anike looking unstoppable.
coming
The
back.
holding back operator. He sees him. He sees his head. But of course, Nirvana not able to capitalize there. Taking off, he peeks it. Just like that. Quick and easy 4K. This is how you
Last
play
round before the switch.
A clinical performance coming out from Alvin right now. Made a few mistakes with his dashes. I mean, he did dash very weirdly a couple of times, but wasn't punished
indeed.
for it.
Yeah, no one was willing to, you know, peek for a refrag because they just didn't want to peek that operator second time. And Alvin, even though he did botch his dashes, he was able to, you know, actually get out of the situations using his cloud burst. And just not getting refrag. And once again, peeking B main like it's anyone's business. Does not get a kill there. Anike, of course, once again, early aggression. Alvin, of course, no surprise there in B main. Anike not going back.
Spike down A.
Right now,
One enemy remaining.
Down to the last man surviving. Razzie
Flawless.
gets knifed by Archie. The disrespect coming out from GSS.
Out of the
10 to half.
Switching
Going
sides.
to the second half, GSS is on an absolute roll. But now,
Hey yo,
things have switched up. Ascent in general is a very hard map to attach on. In general, but having said that, the way that GSS is playing, I'm not sure whether Health Recon can do anything about this. With Alvin and Anike both are absolutely on fire.
Yes, indeed. I mean, they do have Sage Walls, they do have the KJ, but of course, given the aggression that GSS has shown in their defense, we can expect it tenfold in their attack, I believe.
It's going to be a fast A hit by look of it. All of the players of GSS are huddled up towards this A site here. The Boombot will go out, trying to get some information, and this is the only information that they're going to be able to get. Goes out the pain shell, and he's going to push forward Maskkk. Alvin down to half HP. It's holding a very
And because we have Astra just making his way.
one takes out another.
A good trade there, Fire just managing to get one kill. Look at this, look at Astra just huddling in mid, but of course gets put out by Chilla. Manages to get a kill in favor of Health Recon at the back.
Sage killed.
Fire picks up one. Health Recon Connect desperately needs this round to have a chance in this game right now. They're down 10-2 and this pistol round is absolutely critical for them. Zaraki still holding down A side.
Turret out.
And the last two players are actually huddled up to this information download for him. It's out, trying to break out the torrent here. And the killjoy is going to be good for the kill here. Down to the last
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Look at this. Fire
Spike
is
down
quite
A.
good. Fire. He managed to get a 4K and left in a 1v1.
30 seconds left.
Oh, so unfortunate. Fire whiffing his shots, the last few shots from his ghost, and that's going to be GSS taking. Sorry, actually, it was it's Nirvana who cutters it out and is able to get some points on the board. That's a pistol by Health Recon Connect.
Yes, indeed. That was actually, as you said, a much needed round for Team Health Recon. They managed to win it out and they managed to buy those much needed specters. And hopefully they will be able to make things 10-4, which would actually give them some relief. Hopefully able to bring things back to their side as things proceed in this match. Team GSS deciding to sneak all their way from mid this time. We have 3 players stacking on catwalk. But of course, Omen waiting for this peek coming in from mid. Will he be able to do something? He spots a gun barrel. One, gets 2.
That's going to be a Spectre recovered. Garfield gets stacked down heavily from
Last player standing.
the
Spike down
Maskkk
mid.
is going to be able to clean it out, and Chela coming in from mid will be able to pick up one as well. That's 10-4 on the board. Health Recon Connect poised to make a comeback here. Can they keep this momentum up? Because now it's the full gun round coming out from GSS.
Placing sentry.
Indeed, I mean, of course, it's score is 10-4, but of course, once again, Health Recon left with
Placing alarm
perspective.
bot.
Razzie was the only
Placing
one
swarm
to buy
grenade.
a Phantom, or rather
Placing
Vandal
swarm
with
grenade.
the half shield. And meanwhile, on the other side of things, Team GSS able to fully buy to their heart's desire. And of course, they do have all those guns that they need. Stacking up on B side this time.
This is a very smart Valorant coming out from Health Recon Connect. They know that they're losing the one-on-one gunfights, so they're holding corners. They're not really pushing out. And,
You should run.
Trying to work with what they have right now. The lockdown will go out, and there's going to be GSS slowing it down, waiting for the lockdown to take effect, and Zaraki is going to be forced to back off here. He might actually get detained here. He is going to get detained. He's not able to back off. He's still alive. How is he still
Spike
alive?
down,
No way.
B.
He's still alive here.
He was left. No, did no one see
One
him?
enemy remaining.
Oh my god, this could be a mistake that they would pay for. And of course, yes, Health Recon capitalizing once again. GSS could not make the best out of that lockdown, and Archie is left alone to fight in this 1v4 situation. Spots one, but of course Nirvana getting the best of the gunfight, and of course winning it with a quick 4K, and Health Recon are still in this match.
I mean, that round has to be given to Nirvana there. He backed off in time, and Zaraki playing his life there, getting detained on purpose, and no one was able to see him. And by the time they saw him, Nirvana was already peeking through the Yasra cloud to be able to get those kills. Some really good Valorant coming out from him.
The only player I believe from GSS who actually saw Zorak in sight was Anike, but of course he was quickly being flagged from CT, so he couldn't even do anything about it. And of course a really great round there from Nirvana, as you said, and managing to swing things around once again for Team Health Recon. And this time I think GSS might take things a bit slower, maybe, but of course Anike sneaking his way through catwalk. Once again, Razzie is waiting for it. Fire, of course, trying to sneak in through mid. Will he save the top? He does see him. But of course, not the best gunfight to take with their ghost in hand. The slow orbs come in, trying to slow down this aggression coming in from Fire. Narrowly missing that pixel, using all his nades, trying to smoke out Chela from that position. He spots him, but of course Chela, with the better gun, manages to win that fight.
Slowing things down here, a very different approach coming out from GSS this round. They are on a save. We do have the stinger on the hands of Aneke. He's going to peek through, but he did not clear that angle, and Razzie is going to be able to get that kill, and down to the last 3 kills on the side of GSS. And now Archie,
30 seconds left.
He has through. Whoa, good headshot coming out on
Spike
Chela.
down
That
mid.
was the immediate trade by Nirvana. That's a spike down mid. It's a 2v4. Garfield and Alvin.
One enemy remaining.
Make that Alvin the only man alive, but Alvin able to get one, will get immediately traded by Razzie, making it a 10-6, and Health Recon Connect is on a comeback roll here.
Need a drop.
Yes, indeed. Health Recon actually playing it really smart. You know, not trying to peek it, not trying to get on those 1v1 gunfights as we said earlier, but trying to play together as a team, holding those angles, letting GSS come into sight, pushing them off from those off angles, getting those 1v1 kills, and just working their way. And GSS getting forced to try and peek those angles, trying to get anyone to peek, and they have to pay for these past few rounds. Maybe they will decide to play it maybe slower than they have so far. Let's see how things go. He's just trying to get mid control early on. Once again, Chela playing right beside his wall.
Chela, they know now that Chela is not going to be in this corner. Are they going to play this way? The outzone is going to get some information. I will not going to keep this slow up. He's going to delay this with the layer coming out.
Managing to waste all the time, wasting all the utility, but in the end, Alvin is there to win the gunfight. Of course, left with only 16 HP left, and no Sky and no Sage in their side to actually lift him back up. And of course, Razzie, meanwhile, of course, yes, Anike.
Spike down B.
Meanwhile, Maskkk landing a kill on fire. And so far, both teams are split up. But look at this. Archie sneaking his way, might be able to catch Rain off guard, and he does. He gets a Soraki off guard, and making his way through CT.
Player standing. 30 seconds left.
He whiffed the showstopper, but in the end got the kill onto Alvin, making it a 1v2 Nirvana. In a tough situation here, the Spike is going to rotate all the way back into A side, and Nirvana is in for the fight of his life here. To keep the fight
GSS
alive.
playing it smart.
10 seconds left.
They didn't want to go and peek the site. They decide to take the spike. They planted it
Spike
for
planted.
a tree actually, for garden. He
He
sees the
one enemy remaining.
He gets one down to 9 HP.
Okay, he knows where the spike is. He knows where the second opponent is going to be. Will he be able to win this gunfight with only 9 HP left? Yes, he's put Archie there.
I thought he saw his gun barrel, but apparently not. Or he might have actually missed it. I'm pretty sure I saw the barrel, right?
Yeah, but I think he maybe just saw it on his peripheral. He tried to switch back to heaven, but then he realized that he saw it. He tried to switch back in, but then actually just peeked in. He was 9 HP, and he managed to clutch that round for them, I think.
Yeah, and that's a tough one because they can't afford to lose any rounds whatsoever. But having said that, it's 11 to 6. They still have money to buy up, and not having an operator player is actually hurting them. I feel like, and Zaraki has not been having a good game.
Indeed, but of course, GSS, not showing the aggression that they showed during their defense this time. They're playing a bit smart because Health Recon is just there to refrag all those kills, all those aggression this time. So they're just having to play it smart. He spots one head right in mid. Not able to capitalize on the smokes come in, trying to delay this attack. And just holding on to mid. Chela played it really smart last round, even though they they weren't able to win it. Wasting the time. And look at this Razzie spotting. He might be able to catch one of these two players off guard if he stays. But of course, Anike tries that angle once. He does not make the same mistake twice. He gets that kill. He pops his ult.
Getting a bit too overconfident there, will get traded out, but Alvin is going to be there for the trade, and now this is side control taken from a GSS. Might be the 12th round on the board for them. It's a 2v4 retake. Zaraki and Chela left in a 5.1.
Return to dust.
Whiffed a bit of shots, but in the end takes out Alvin.
Numbers
down, but Fire is going to be there for the kill.
He left alone in this 1v3. Not the best of matches for him, to be honest. He performed really well in last match. Of course, Vishan Garfield is there to end his misery. And once again, the score is 12-6. And with that, Team GSS are on match point and series point.
And tough situation. Grand finals on the line for
I should play some Astro Stars in this reality.
And right now, it does not look like they are able to come back. The question is, do they have money to buy? Yes, they do. Health Recon Connect does have the money to buy back up, and I think Zaraki is just absolutely not feeling it on this map. He has one frag under his name right now, 1 and 13. on this second match.
Pulling them in.
Yes, indeed. Health Recon need 6 perfect rounds back to back to try and stay in this game. It's a long shot, but you know we've seen you know even weirder things in Valorant Champions. Maybe you know we might be able to see some sort of that magic in the Mercantile Esports Championship as well. Of course, we have Team GSS using their ults. They use the Astral Divide. They're using the Owl Drone, droning in B side. Chela playing close to the wall. What will they make of this?
Oh, this is... Did Alvin just use the dash to try and bait people out?
Blocking sight.
I don't think anyone heard it because no one was on the opposite side of that Astra wall. But I like the mentality there though. Razzie using his blind.
But I think two of them actually died here on... Yeah, they died on catwalk, and of course Razzie knows they're going to rotate. He sees the third, he manages to get a third
down
kill.
mid.
Razzie looking strong here, and Alvin and Garfield left alone to try and make something out of this round.
One enemy remaining.
Maskkk wants to get involved as well. Take out
Satchel
Alvin
out.
down to the
Satchel
last
out.
and it's going to be Garfield running for his life. They don't really have...
30 seconds left.
They do have lead. Takes out Maskkk, takes out one, 30 HP left. You know, 1, 3, 4. And Razzie with the 4K.
A really great round there from Razzie actually. Not being too much aggressive, but just holding all those perfect angles, holding those positions. Gets a quick 2K early on in the round when two of his players try to sneak in with all the commotion going out in B. And you know, just a really smart round there for him.
And I think Alvin disconnected. I
Turret out.
might be looking for a pause. Yeah, they do pause the game. Alvin did disconnect. And I
Placing
think
alarm bot.
that is what you call overthinking, ladies and gentlemen, because they had the Astral Divide up at this side, and there was actually
Placing
no
swarm
one
grenade.
inside. They tried to bait it out. Instead, they could have just walked into side for free there with that Astral Divide, but they thought about it too much, and the fact that Health Recon Connect did not get baited by it, it's huge because Razzie did not move. Regardless
Indeed.
of the Astral Divide going up at B side, he did not move from his position at Garden, reading the situation absolutely perfectly, picking up that 4K to end that round.
They had the divide, they had the Aldron, everything being used in B. And of course Razzie did not budge, just waiting for those two players to sneak back into A, getting 2 easy kills there. So looking at the scoreboard so far, it is 12-7 in favor of Team GSS. They need just only one more round to win, and Health Recon desperately need 5 more to still stay in this fight. This of course is match point. This is series point, which would crown Team GSS the champions of Mercantile Esports Championship Valorant for the year 2021.
That is correct, and of course, I mean, if Health Recon Connect is able to force a game 3 here, will be one of the biggest comebacks that we have seen in Sri Lankan Valorant so far. I think the next one was a 9-3 game. I mean, obviously everyone knows about the 9-3 curse, but I think other than that, I haven't seen a bigger comeback, and this was a 10-2 half, and if they are able to come back from this, it's going to be absolutely insane. And
Of
I
course, just
apologize
looking
for
at
my
what we have.
shoddy camera work, by the way. I keep trying to do this and absolutely fail at it every time.
Looking good. Okay, and we are back with the last round. Hope maybe Alvin has reconnected. So looking at the utility for both teams, Health Recon, they do have the KJ ult, but of course, meanwhile, Garfield does have his ult as well. The attacking KJ ult comes into play. They might be able to push out the defenders, but of course, oh my! It didn't work out for them last time. But what will they make out of this?
Nowhere to run!
He pushes in mid. Chela manages to get one Garfield Archie there with quick 2 kills as well. And just like that, Nirvana and Rashad
One enemy remaining.
But immediately traded out by Garfield here. And Nirvana left to clutch this out in a 1v2 here. Tournament life on the line. The grand finals on the line. Nirvana. Who better actually? He's 17 frags as a killjoy right now. And who better to clutch this out than him for the team?
So the Nirvana did a bunch of work last night as well. And of course he pops the ult, not saving it for anything else other than this.
Attackers win.
And there you have it, ladies and gents. That is match point GSS.
So there you have it, guys. That is GSS taking home the win in a very convincing 2-0. Not a I mean, the first map was very close, but the second map, it was all GSS. It looked like Health Recon Connect was making a bit of a comeback there, but a 10-2 deficit is a little bit too much to come back, even for a team such as Health Recon Connect, even though they are one of the finalists. That's a bit too big of a gap to come back from. And Alvin with 25 frags for his team, and Aneke, I think, coming out with 20 there for his team, definitely carrying the team to victory in this grand finals for the Mercantile Esports Championship. And guys, a reminder, the entire event is of course powered by none other than Samsung. And if you're in the market for a new phone, I think obviously everyone knows there's no better way to go than the Samsung S21, probably the best phone out there in terms of overall performance, the best display, the performance. If you, especially if you are a mobile gamer, if you play PUBG Mobile, Mobile Legends, COD Mobile, even this phone is absolutely amazing to game on. So if you're in the market for a brand new phone, do check out the S21 series from Samsung. And of course, not forgetting the people who have been energizing the entire event, Red Bull. They have been working alongside Gamer.LK across multiple esports titles throughout so many years. So massive shout out to them as well for keeping on joining us for multiple tournaments throughout the entirety of these years, and more years to come as well. Having said that, thank you so much, Kitty, for joining me for this cast. It has been absolutely amazing having you on board, and hopefully we'll get to cast more games together as well. And having said that, it's going to be me, Tara, and Kitty both signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Do stay tuned in to the Gamer.LK Facebook page for more of the Mercantile Esports Championship and more tournaments coming up in the future as well. But until I see you again, it is me, Tara, signing off. Hope you guys have a lovely week ahead. See you guys.
Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक नेमेई. Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक नेमेई.
And I never